YouTube and any vinyl community members that might stumble by, this is Chris. I'm here to do a video mostly about in reference to several contests that are going on. I had entered one deliberately and one inadvertently, and the other one I just want to mention. The one that I deliberately entered was Psych In The Valleys, or Steve. He had a contest for a number of subscriptions, 300 subscribers I think, and he wanted you to name top 5 Kinks songs. So I did that one. I'll put links to these 3 contests in the notes. The second one was Dillon at Noble Records. He has this very wildly popular sort of vinyl tag type contest for his whatever number he's going for, 750. And it was, vinyl biography. So I'll briefly run through that, even though I'm not entering his contest, but it was good and been very successful. So first musical memory is this Frankie Lane that my parents had. I don't know if this is the one they had, but I have since at least bought one for myself. So Frankie Lane doing a lot of soundtrack related songs. So, High Noon, Wanted Man, Rawhide, 310 to Yuma, Hanging Tree. So all these songs just got kind of played over and over again. So much so that I needed to have it, or multiple copies of this. So that's what I remember playing. That's on the big Magnavox console stereo. And first album I fell in love with, I don't know if that Frankie Lane counted, but I did fall in love with that. But this one I'll pick because it was the first one that was purchased or bought for me. It might have been a present, I don't know. I think it came from Montgomery Ward. So Beach Boys on Capitol, somewhere around early 60s. So again, didn't have many records, so this one got played over and over. You really get to learn the records that way. Frankie Lane. This is Columbia 6i edition. And so musical memories or things that had significance. So this one was back in high school or college. Rachel, local band from Huntsville, Alabama. Larry Byram there went on to play with Steppenwolf, and the Kushwa brothers, formed another band called Kushwa, and Howard Messer, I think he was in Kushwa also, and Chris was in my junior high school class, and so I had some connections with them, saw some of their concerts locally. This Deep Purple album, this is memories of just cruising around. I think this was early in my college days, just cruising around listening to this. I had a 65 Mustang, my buddy had a 66 maybe, 8-track player, so we just stick in the tape and cruise. And Pink Floyd, Ummagumma, this was associated with moving out of the house for the first time. Rented a house up on the other end of town, and so this relates to all the wild, unsupervised times that might have occurred out there. And fourth question maybe was most of spent on a record, so I'm not counting box sets and things, but this was number 4, I think, in the list, so I think this was $46 back when I got it. Sir Douglas Quintet on Tribe on this white label version. This hasn't really held its value very well, but very nice record to have, especially I really like Sir Douglas Quintet. This one I think was $50 back when I got it. Manfred Mann, My Little Red Book of Winners on Ascot. So this one may have held its value, or I've got that in Sir Douglas Quintet reversed. But then the other one, this was also $50, Manfred Mann Chapter 3, Volume 2. And this is one of my few Vertigo Swirl albums. So this one has held its value or increased in value. This gatefold edition. Manfred Mann Chapter 3. And then the most I've paid was this Brian Eno and Robert Sheckley in the land of clear colors, in a land of clear colors. So hardbound book, Eno music accompaniment. This was $75 on some Spanish label. So, and then the last question was about why I got into record collecting, or why I got into vinyl, and I blame it on my parents. Maybe my dad collected. I don't know if he collected, but he was an avid science fiction reader, so he ended up with shelves full of books. And my mother was a stamp collector and semi-hoarder of things in general. I think that I just took 2 of their traits and ran with it, and music was what I applied my talents to. So that was what Dillon had asked for. And then the one that I inadvertently entered contest was Earhead Six, Bo. He had won top 5 songs by the band Love. And I had just left a comment on his video announcing this contest and some record show finds, and told him that I just wanted to make one for fun because I liked the band and thought the contest was good, and I liked the concept that Steve at Psych In The Valleys had also used it for top 5 kinks. So I made up this list, but I'll take this opportunity to show vinyl related to it. Honorable mention was from this album, For Sale. I picked Robert Montgomery as my honorable mention track off of here. This is on Elektra. And then, since this is an abbreviated response, this contains the 4 other selections. Number 5 was You Set the Scene, I think. Oh, number 5 was She Comes in Colors. So this is a compilation they put out on Elektra. this later Butterfly Electra. So number 4 was, I'll say you set the scene. Oops. Number 3 was off of their first album, A Message to Pretty. And number 2 was My Little Red Book, also from their first album. At least I'm thinking this was their first. And then the number 1 song was off of Forever Changes, and that was Alone Again Or, the Brian McLean song. So that was my love things that I found at the antique mall recently. This Sea Level on the Edge. I think I used to have a 8-track of this, so now I got rid of the 8-track, so I replaced it. So Southern jazz influenced rock or funk. On this Capricorn label. Allman Brothers related. And the other one at the antique mall was Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, like Someone in Love from 1967. This is on Blue Note. So those were the antique mall finds. And then just a couple other ones that I'd recently purchased, mostly classical or solo piano. So this is Robert Crumb, Macrocosmos Volume 2 with Robert Miller playing piano. So these are songs related to the 12 signs of the zodiac. Based on piano compositions. This was this orange Columbia label. And another classical, modern classical. This was William Bolcom, Frescoes. War in Heaven and the Caves of Orcus. Bruce Mather on piano and harmonium, and Pierre Lepage on piano and harpsichord on the non-such label. Promotional sticker, but not a promotional LP. And I had been picking up these Herbert Hank improvisation series, so I think it was 4 volumes, 1, 2, or something. But this is the third. I think the other 2 are 2 LP sets. This is a single LP. Improvisation 3 on the Wergo label. Well, this one's not. This is Michael Frauenlaw Bauer label, but basically it's Wergo. So piano improvisation. And I got these other 2 classical albums. The Argentinian pianist or composer Alberto Ginastera. Piano music by Barbara Niesman on the Desto label. And another one with Hildy Sommer as the pianist. This is Concerto for Piano and Orchestra and Sonata for Piano also on the Desto label. A different version of it. And there's that artwork. And I think this is the final Pearls Before Swine album. So it's co-titled with Tom Rapp, or before it was just Pearls Before Swine on Warner's. Beautiful Lies You Could Live In. So it's a white label promo on Reprise Records. Alright, so that was brief update and some references to contests that are going on out there. So thanks everybody for watching.